Guys, I'm not gonna lie to you. There are some things that, like I've been, keeping it real serious lately, but sometimes I just like some good old fashioned entertainment. So let's go ahead and check out this video and let's just let's just see if we can like learn something or try to examine and get some kind of, some kind of lesson from this video. Let's check it out,
Some
guys.
men don't have the value to get the things that they want at the end of the day. But
So
go ahead.
if you were 40 years old
Yeah.
and you sat in a room, you had a 20-year-old here, maybe a 26-year-old there,
Yeah.
and a 34-year-old there. So you would put that 26 and 34-year-old in a category of just, I would smash because they're older, probably been through more, but I would commit to that 20-year-old at 40 years old because she hasn't caught a lot of bodies or she hasn't been through
No,
relationships.
it's
so-
more
something
than
about
that
that word
when a
drives
man
me-
is choosing a
Right.
woman, right? Men are looking for characteristic traits, how the woman carries herself. The man is looking for a multitude of things, right? When he's looking for to grant a relationship. Just like y'all women looking for a multitude of things before y'all gonna give a man sex to, because y'all hold.
So, I want to pose a question because, her question was valid, but I don't think most women are gonna like the answer. Those things do play a part in it because age, body count, experience. There are studies that show that the more sexual partners a person has, the more difficult it is for them to pair bond. So, if we're just being strictly on a logical basis, if a man is looking for an ideal partner, it would be best to get to get to get that partner while they're younger and have less experience. This is logic speaking. This is logic. This isn't about feelings here. I personally think it's kind of weird to think of a 40-year-old man hooking up with an 18-year-old girl or a 20-year-old girl. But if we're talking logically, it makes sense. Because if you're looking for a spouse or a woman, you will want that woman in her in her childbearing prime. You know what I mean? But you would also, like I said, those experiences, they are something else, and that can be a lot that could be a lot that you have to deal with. The more negative experiences you have, the more DNA that's been imparted by other men, because nobody wants to talk about that. But all this influence that she has from other men, she's never going to be able to erase that or take that away. You know what I mean? I know people love to go along with the whole born again virgin narrative and all that kind of stuff, but no, that kind of stuff doesn't apply.
Key to sex, we hold the key to relationships. So you look for all of these characteristic traits before you spread your legs open to a man. Cool, granted, right? All I'm saying is, men, we look for a multitude of characteristic traits before we grant a relationship to a woman. That's all I'm saying. So when a man in that situation, if he's looking at things, what would generally, without knowing anything, generally what would have the highest probability? The younger woman will have the highest probability of being pure, being more feminine, being this and this, and being pure, where the younger woman hasn't been molded by the world, so she's more able to follow the man's lead. That's what I'm saying. But there could be other things in it. Maybe that 20-year-old came from a broken home and didn't have a father. Maybe the other girl had more of some guidance and came from a two-parent household and had some values instilled in her. So he may choose a girl that's 28 over the girl that's 18 because it aligns with what he's looking for better. That's what I'm saying. But at the end of the day, it all comes back to purity. That's what it all
But
comes
you don't
back
think
to.
about it as like,
Manipulation?
Guys, let me know what you thought about what he said, because I didn't hear him say anything particularly wrong. That's the thing. I didn't hear him say anything particularly wrong. So, I mean, it's true. There, like, the guy might be more attracted to the 21-year-old, or he might be more inclined to want a relationship with that 21-year-old. But like he said, if that 21-year-old is a liability versus basically an asset, then guess what? Like, there are chances that guy will pick the older woman. So basically, You know, because I just want to debunk this narrative that they have. Nobody is saying that because you're older that you don't have any value. What we're saying is men have preferences. So if you're going to still want to pursue the type of men that you want, basically you just have to you have to basically provide more, give more incentive. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just saying you need to bring more to the table than somebody that's younger than you. That's all it's saying. And guess what? Women have to be okay with competing. Men, we have to compete. If a woman is bad, bad, if she's bad, so just fine, then guess what? There are a lot of guys that are going to be approaching her. And dudes that deal with fine, attractive women, they realize that. They realize that. They realize that. So at the end of the day, you have to compete. You have to compete. Women, why do you think that you don't have to compete for men too? Because all y'all want the same type of dudes. If we really being honest, maybe someone light skinned, maybe someone dark skinned, but there is a general consensus on the type of men that women are attracted to. And let's just be for real. Like, we can try to play politics about it, but women are attracted to a certain type of guy. They are.
No, I'm saying...
I granted that. Both
but
parties
I'm just
do
saying,
that.
Just because you have a daughter...
Tom, can anyone understand this?
It's not that we're not understanding, and that's what I'm saying. I feel like when somebody says, I don't agree with you, the first thing out of your mouth is, oh, you don't understand, you're lost in emotion. No, I'm allowed to agree.
Is it because we're women and we're lost in emotion?
Wait, what?
I just don't disagree with some of the stuff
There's a difference between agreeing and understanding, just so you know.
you say, but I understand. I just don't agree.
Okay, that's totally fine. But
when I
what
said
you
that,
had?
I was lost in emotion.
I feel like everything...
I mean, you were, but go ahead.
I'm not.
Everything that's being said, like, you're automatically on the defense, especially when it comes to her. Like,
thank you.
You're automatically on the defense, and you keep saying emotion.
Bro,
but I feel like you're being emotional as well. You're being emotional as well, though.
Passion is a form of emotion, right? I'm being passionate about the things that I'm speaking about.
It's okay for you.
People need to really stop with that. Like, there is a distinct difference, because people have said that about me. There is a distinct difference between being passionate and being emotional. You know that it's not the same thing. There's a difference between being passionate about what you're speaking about, putting energy and feeling into what you're talking about because you really believe and have conviction in what you say, versus being emotional. There's a difference. There's a difference.
Do it because you're a man, but if she does, it's a problem. It's her emotion. She's being a woman.
annoying.
Listen.
And she's annoying.
Stop it. Because when I'm the host of the podcast, and y'all came here for me, right? What I'm saying is this,
don't let
right?
them hyenas do that.
Spectrum Business is made to work for small business. Meanwhile, T-Mobile and Verizon Business Internet use cell phone towers, which were made for cell phones. That means it might not be able to handle your small business. Rely on real business internet from Spectrum Business.
Now,
when Doug and Andre came to TurboTax,
we cannot sit here.
We navigated a turbulent housing market by
Buying a motor home.
But we didn't know the first thing about filing taxes as first-time home buyers.
I knew how to make their move count. We file taxes for millions of new homeowners and guarantee 100% accuracy on land and sea.
The quality of your show was astronomical.
Was that a shark?
So
yes.
Make your moves count. Intuit TurboTax, 100% accuracy guaranteed.
What?
We came because we wanted to discuss the topics.
Okay, and we're all discussing
it's not
that.
just for you.
But listen, but listen. The difference of it, you got to be able to differentiate things. You're trying to say that we're all emotional. Incorrect. I'm saying that I'm passionate and I'm listening to y'all and literally refuting all of your arguments to the point where we're staying on this topic for so long because I'm listening, and then I'm like, okay, let me, be very tactical with this approach and analyze this so I can give a good response, and I'm using active listening skills. That's not being emotional. I'm hearing y'all and then giving a response. Right. Some of my responses, I host a podcast. I'm not these other podcasts that got two hosts. So I got to be charismatic. So what y'all getting is passion and charismaticness. I got to be screaming here, doing a little bit of this here. This is for the audience. I'm sure the audience is having a good time. What is it, 12 p.m.?
And that's the thing that a lot of people just don't understand. Like, when you're putting on a show, number one, he's absolutely right. When you don't have co-hosts and people to bounce stuff off of, doing a show is hard. Like, I know you guys just see people just doing it, or you see these people with teams behind them just doing it. But I need you to really understand that hosting a show is hard. It's hard. It's not easy. So y'all, like, people need to really learn some respect. Respect content creators.
And we got over 200 people, 300 people in here right now. What are you talking about? So obviously it's lit. But listen.
No.
What?
It's what time?
It's 12:13.
It's time for me to eat.
Damn.
But I have a question though. If you don't mind.
Real quick, hold your question. Let me just finish up with her because I don't want to be moving all around. Did you have anything else with what you were saying?
No, I'm just saying it feels like everything that she's saying, and this is how it's coming off, but the way you speak to her and how you raise your tone when she's saying something versus when we're all saying something that you might disagree with is very different. And I think it's just very uncomfortable. That's how it's coming off.
Fine. Is
that's
everyone,
how it's coming off.
Is everyone the same in this room? No, y'all not the same. Y'all all gave different responses, right? And y'all all carried yourself differently, even when y'all gave the response, right? And I don't think anyone really interrupted me during this podcast but her.
Can I say my question? That's not really a question. Can I say my statement?
I don't think. I got you.
Can I say
real quick? Let me just finish my statement. I got you. I don't think, and even with that, like she's like, can she say it? And then.
Now, what he's saying is valid. I mean, look, you gotta call a spade, guys. Like, you get treated differently based off of how you carry yourself and behave. So you can't get mad if somebody has more energy for you when you carry yourself a certain way. Now, we're just watching the clip, so we don't know whether she was interrupting throughout the whole show or not. That's not her. We just gotta look. We just gotta look.
Me and you was always back and forth. All I'm saying is the reason why our dialect is different from y'all dialect, right? Is just because she's different from y'all, and she's different from all of y'all too. So it's not like y'all looking for all of this equalness. Like females always looking for like equal thing. Well, you're not treating this person equally to this person because y'all different. I'm not gonna treat y'all all equal, like all the same. You're not gonna get she's giving me different responses, so she's gonna get a different response back. Go ahead.
All right, but I get that. I get that whole scenario.
Got you.
Right?
You got something else.
And I get everything that you're saying, but I do feel like you cannot sit here and act like you're completely a saint because you're literally interrupting each and every. I mean, I haven't really spoken because I can get disrespectful, but like you literally interrupted every single person here, but you did like interrupt her more. Right? But that's not my point.
Flat out told me to shut up.
That's not my point, right? But you're telling other people to stop talking for you, but you won't stop talking for them. And I get that you're the host. Respect. Thank you for.
No, that's the point. He is the host. When you're the host, it's different. It's different. You have to. And this is the problem with people that don't know how to submit. That's why I play stuff like this, because these women are like, they don't know how to submit. Because at the end of the day, if you're the host, you have to. You get the right to talk over people. You get the right. It's your right as the host. So I mean,
having me here, it's gorgeous. Okay, but like,
appreciate that.
I definitely feel like you should be treating everybody like they're a human.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But do you believe in a hierarchy?
Overwhelmed by finally setting up your business idea or making your side hustle official? Then it's time to get.
No, I don't care. I don't care for that. I feel like you.
Did you hear what she just said? No, she don't. No, and she doesn't care either. She said no, she don't believe in hierarchy, and that she doesn't care. It's the black community, guys. It's the black community. You might not be able to tell, but she's black. She's 100% black. She's just light skinned.
We are the same. It doesn't matter the gender, the race, the age difference. I don't care about none of that. I definitely feel like though everybody should be treated equal. If she's talking, I'm gonna let her talk. I don't care if this is my house or whoever's house.
I got you. Life just doesn't operate like that, ladies. So this podcast is called No Fugazi, right? And this podcast on No Fugazi, the world, everything is a hierarchy in life. I'm sure she understands the hierarchy a little bit because she was in the Navy. So she understands that she got to report to this person is above this person, that person is above that person. And it's a hierarchy to things based off accomplishments, competence, and all of these other factors that's involved in it, right? So let me finish and answer your question, right? The reason why it's like this is because this is my podcast, so I am on the top of the hierarchy. So if I have to interrupt someone, it isn't, I always give it back. Just like I gave it back to her when I interrupt her, or if you interrupt her, I'm like, let her finish her point. It was mad times when she interrupted me. I didn't kick her off. I still let her finish her point, and I was like, wait, elaborate on that. Speak a little bit more. Even if I'm interrupting, because we have to have the dialogue, right? You feel what I'm saying? So me interrupting is me doing my job, and you have to respect the hierarchy. But the facts is that, audience, I need y'all to take some notes on this. Women in general don't really know how to respect any hierarchy.
Facts.
That's why it's hard.
What was I just saying? And that's how you can tell with hyenas versus traditional women. That's why I don't mind referring to hyenas as hyenas compared to traditional women. Because traditional women, you can call them pick-me's, call them whatever you want, but at the end of the day, they respect hierarchy and they get more for it. They get more benefit for it. So, like, come on. This is just a textbook example of women that don't know how to conduct themselves, and they're not used to having to operate within a structured, ordered environment. That's the truth. They're not used to it. They're not used to it. They're used to just being rebels and getting their way no matter what. And this, like I said, this is the
for them to follow a man's lead because they can't respect any type of hierarchy.
But you can at least say, excuse me. I do respect my husband. You know what the problem is? I do respect my husband, but he would never, ever talk to me however you're talking to these.
And she's married too? Wow.
Ladies right now. He would never. Yeah, I respect him. He's higher than me because he's the man of the house. He is the breadwinner. He is the father of our children. Yeah. But I would never sit here and not allow him to not say, excuse me, baby, can you let me talk real quick? Or excuse me, can you let me speak real quick? There's respect in the hierarchy. You can't expect respect when you don't give it out. So I understand why she's snapping on you because you're not even saying like, all right, whatever. You're not even going to let her be dead wrong at all.
All right, whatever. What do you mean?
You don't even let her be dead wrong.
Dead wrong? Oh, you mean like if she says something and she's dead wrong, then I just leave it?
But even at that, like you're still being like...
No, listen, baby girl, listen. If that's not... You're looking for something that's not that, right? And the thing is what you're looking for something that is like... That's not masculinity. You're looking for something that says the go along to get along podcast. This podcast ain't called Go Along to Get Along.
Toxic masculinity.
Listen. She said it. She said it, guys. Toxic masculinity. She said it. Oh, my goodness gracious. Lord have mercy.
I got you. Let me finish. I will. Yeah. This podcast isn't the go... and chat, this is good. The ladies is, questioning how the podcast is being ran and stuff like that. But this podcast isn't the go along to get along podcast. You think that I'm going to allow someone to walk in something to what I created? I have men on here that I speak to them much worse. Pull up my debates. I had a man in here and I'm calling this dude feminine in his face. I don't hold anything back. The same energy I give to y'all, I give to another man.
So are you higher than all?
Wait, I'm sorry.
Are you higher than all?
On the podcast,
what do you mean higher than all?
Obviously, I feel like the hierarchy thing you're saying. Yes. So you're higher than other men because they're feminine. You're higher than us because it's your podcast.
I didn't just say that.
I would on his show. Yes, he is. That's how it works. That's how it
telling
works.
You that.
But I'm asking.
How I'm speaking to y'all is the same way that I will speak to another man. I don't think that I'm higher than anyone. I believe in a higher power, right? And I respect people, and I respect the hierarchy myself. If there's another man, I have did podcasts with other guys that know things more than I do in different areas or different fields, and I respect it. If I don't know something, I'm gonna sit back and listen and get that game. Right? If I don't know it. But if I do know something and they saying something that is very nonsensical and false, that ain't gonna fly with me.
Has that been her though?
Who
what you just said? I can't.
There's been a lot of y'all on the podcast.
Okay, but I'm talking about her.
What about her?
You just said
she's chilling and she's fine right now. What about her?
What big ass word did this man just use?
He said nonsensical.
Okay, yeah. So was that her? So everything that she said is what she's saying? Was that?
Everything that most of the ladies here, y'all had points of contention and of things that I said, and I had to, give a rebuttal. and refute some of the arguments. Meaning refute, you make a claim, and then I make a claim that supersedes the claim you make, and then you don't like my claim, you may understand.
Shout out to this guy for being willing to teach English and comprehension to grown people. I used to be like that.
It, but you don't like it, so it's like, well, I'm not going to accept it, so I agree to disagree. That's totally fine. And what was my response? Well, you got to take out your emotions from it. And then what would y'all say? Well, we're not being emotional. Well, you're emotional too. Then I'm saying that no, baby girl. The truth is the truth. Whether if someone says 1 + 1 = 2 or 1 + 1 = effing 2, it's
Guys,
still.
I'm sitting through this disrespect for y'all, and I just want to say it would do me a really big favor if you would hit the like button so that these type of videos and just the channel in general can get in the algorithm. So hit the like button, because I'm torturing myself by watching these hyenas for you, just for you, because I care about you that much that I want to illustrate just this terrible behavior.
Two at the end of the day. It's not about how you say things. It's what is being said. Now, we all know that human beings are emotional. So yeah, how something is said may affect that person. Well, that person got a weakness. If this person can't see the truth, is very simple. If the truth is here, right? And if the truth, when you get the truth, it can alter your worldview by accepting the truth and then lead you on a better path. The people that accept the truth go on a better path. They are successful in their endeavors. The people that get the truth, but I don't want to accept it, I can't take it, it's too emotional, their emotions fog them from the truth, then they go on a wrong path. So I'm saying, I'm giving y'all game. If you want to take the wrong path, go ahead. If you want to take the right path, by any means, good for you. That other stripper on this podcast, like I said, she was same things I was saying to her. I was way worse than the things that I said to this other girl was crazy. It was much worse.
She never said that.
Wait, what?
She never said she was a stripper.
No, but we already clarified that. But my problem is that he keeps on referring back to that like she's not a human being. And aren't you a mother? Can we talk about how she's a mother instead of calling her just a stripper? Like,
well, my only thing was he said he's talking like that because of hierarchy. So from what I'm hearing, it seems like I'm lowest on the hierarchy
Steve, real quick. Yo, how the chat's in there? Should I get to the super chat?
But when I asked that question, we redirected.
Okay.
Point proven.
Yeah, let's get to the. Well, you already said what you said. You said
no, I just asked you a different question.
And I answered that question again. I never answered that question?
No, so I'm the lowest on the hierarchy right now.
No one said that. What are you talking about?
That was the question I just asked.
Have your water.
Yeah, but no one said that.
No, I'm asking a question. I said, you said
Steve, switch your own car.
Speaking to us based on the hierarchy system.
No, I didn't say that. See, you weren't active listening.
No, I was, but you said a lot, so I'm trying to understand what you're trying to say.
Got you. So what I said that when I talked about the hierarchy, I was referring to when she was talking about cutting people off. She said, well, when you're cutting us off and you're cutting us off more than we're cutting you off, and you're cutting her off more than you're cutting us off. And then I had to explain the hierarchy to things. I said that, well, guess what? I'm here because this is my podcast, and y'all are under, right? And then we got to speak about who's saying the most nonsensical and illogical things, and also interrupting.
I asked you, was it her?
And listen, and also interrupting. I said, well, it's very simple. It was her. So that's why she was getting a different energy and different verbiage from me. Y'all saying that at the end, bro, like, what the heck, y'all? We was on this for mad long, and at the end of the day, this shows it very, very clearly. Women don't know how to really take guidance from a masculine man. It's because they was being influenced incorrect.
You just said yourself you were feminine.
Wait, what? When did I
this whole
ever
time
say
you
that?
kept saying that you lack masculinity from
no
not
one
going
ever
out without
said
a
that. No, that's different. I said that before in the beginning. No one's talking about now. I'm talking about every man, any man, to become a man. When you're freaking 18, 17 years old, you think that you are as masculine when if you actually learn from your mistakes as when you're 35 years old? No. It takes time to acquire value and time to acquire masculinity and a multitude of other things.
To be fair,
so I'm not saying any of that. But let me get to these I'm sorry, go ahead. You got a question? Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I just want to make a comment. To be fair, I don't think because you can raise your voice and speak your opinion very loudly that you're masculine. In my opinion, I think you sitting here, to me, you come off to me very feminine.
Sure, great.
And very sassy. That's why nobody here is respecting
to me.
Exactly, because you're not respectable.
I mean,
You're not respectable. The way you talk to women is disgusting. Like,
well, I mean, if you want to go, you can go.
Disgusting.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're masculine, you're fat, you're overweight, and hey, it is what it is. That's a masculine trait. Being big, that's a masculine trait. Peace. Let's get this on. Let's get this on recording. Peace, ladies. Get up out of here. See the door.
Not you.
Get up out of here. See the
leaving. That's so corny.
It's right there, right on the couch.
That
get out of here.
That's so
get up out of here.
Sweet. It's giving sweetness.
Oh, and she threw stuff.
It's giving sweetness.
We got that.
See, and that's the thing that we always see. We see this sign language where women try to shame men for doing the things that they do. He's probably recording themselves, one, to protect himself, but two, because guess what? It's social media content. So at the end of the day, you trying to basically emasculate him or make him seem like he's less than. That's all these women are doing. So, I mean, I don't know, guys. Like, yeah, I'm pretty much done. But I think that this is insane. What we're exhibiting is no matter how you talk to women, if they don't agree with what you say, or, if they don't respect you, then they're going to treat you as such. And so at the end of the day, while people love to pretend like this whole thing doesn't exist and doesn't matter, guess what? This is what we have to deal with. This is what men have to deal with out here. And one of those women said that she was married. So, I mean, it's just gross. Sorry, guys.